Okay, let's learn about one of my favorite topics to teach. Always exciting because this is where usually we can start to bite into the chunk of code in a language and see, well, okay, it's not just enough to have different concepts of how to do things, call things, invocations, but how can we actually build blocks of code that's maintainable and reusable and understand that? And of course, we have been doing it, but let's really understand what this is. And the topic for today is blah, blah, blah. What are functions in Rust? Bum, bum, bum. What are functions in Rust? Okay, so functions are the shells that contain the blocks of maintainable and reusable code. Shells of code, building blocks of code, okay? Now, it's a little deep, but don't get too deep just yet. Functions are self-contained modules of code, all right? That's what they are. So we create a module of a function, and they accomplish a specific task. Like remember, every time we've seen this function, this main function, we write fn, right? And then we write main, we bring in the parentheses, and then we put code in it, right? Remember, that's a function. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Okay, functions are self-contained, they have a specific task. Functions usually take in data, process the data, and then return a result. Input, output, that's how you should look at functions. You plug something into it, you process what you're plugging into it, and then you return something out of it. And if that's how you can really understand functions, I mean, for the most part, you know, then that's wonderful because then you're understanding it. All right, so once defined, functions may be called to access code, okay? Hi. So this makes the code reusable. Moreover, functions make it easy to read and maintain the program's code. So many programming languages have built-in functions as well. So as we've seen, so you may not have noticed this, but we've been accessing functions, the library, through methods, when we use the length, when we use push, if you remember, for the string object. That standard library, the string object, essentially are functions that we were bringing in. But of course, we can create our own functions. And even the language itself has its own built-in functions, Rust. So in the following lessons, we're going to learn and look at the function and description. Okay, so building a function, right? Calling or invoking a function. So it's one thing to build a function, but it's another thing to execute the function. That means set the function off, get it to actually do the thing that we instructed it to, okay? Then we got returning functions. So some functions can have return statements, and we're gonna take a look at that. Parameterized functions. We can say the word parameterized. That just means functions functions that then can take arguments, and we've kind of looked at that, and we've been doing that with the println macro function. But we're gonna actually write our own and really understand what we've been doing for those of you who are confused. Okay, so this is a good starting point. So buckle up, get ready to get your fun function on, your fun functioning functionabile ready to go, and I'll see you in the next video so we can get into it. Let's get into it.